Welcome to Liberty Today. Sam Kephart is back today, and has he got a deal for the president? We'll hear from a state legislator with a preview of the next South Dakota legislative session. And have you heard about the Affordable Horse Act? Saddle up. All this and more on Liberty Today.
As some of us approach our senior years, health care becomes a more significant commodity for us. Sam Kephart, you're still just spring chicken, but what do you?
A lot of people say that.
What are your? Or some people would say they'd leave off the spring and just say,
Well,
Sam, are you a chicken?
Or some, as I would say, are you distinguished or extinguished? So.
Well, and under Obamacare, you could become either.
Yes, indeed.
Sarah Palin might take a lot of heat, but when she raised the issue of death panels, she was not off track, was she?
No, she's not. And the sad thing is, this whole thing about the Obamacare, I've done big websites, nothing on the scale of obviously the healthcare.gov.
Oh,
healthcare.gov.
You didn't participate in that, did you?
No.
If you did, it'd be working.
But that's right, it would be working. I've done very large, complicated websites that were medically involved, had to be peer reviewed and all this.
And
there is on time, on budget in my case.
Since the NSA is recording this, maybe let's just give this message to the United States government. Instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars to make your website non-functional, why don't you throw about, throw just $1 million at Sam and Gordon, and we'll make it work.
I will deliver more for $1 million than they got for $600 million. I'll tell you that, because they've used an army. They should have used a SWAT team. But here's the interesting thing: most of you
couldn't do worse.
That's right. Most of you may not know this, but the company that got the no-bid contract to build that website,
heavy on the no bid,
is minority owned, and one of the senior executives with that was a classmate of Michelle's at Princeton, and the company was a major bundler for the Obama campaigns.
My goodness. Well, isn't it fun when you support...
And I'm not being racist by saying this. These are facts, folks.
Well, there's nothing racist about connecting the political dots.
It's just fact. I'm just telling you. And to make matters worse, so now the computer... By the way, the computer system as of yesterday was still not working, because I was sitting at my health insurance broker's office, and she types my name in and fills in the homepage thing, hits click. All this gibberish, mathematical gibberish, comes up on the screen, and it says, error file 404, not page not found. I swear to God, just in front of me, and I'm in a professional's office. So we have a big bucket of caca here.
Well, but that's just a little glitch. Then when they get that up and running, they're going to execute health care perfectly.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. I agree with you.
There are solutions, and part of the thing that bothers me, obviously I'm a conservative, but I do think it's incumbent upon conservatives, when you are critical of people in the middle or on the left or with pink hair, whatever, don't just criticize and say no, come up with an alternative. What brilliant ideas, I happen to have some, but what brilliant ideas have we heard from the Republicans, either the House or the Senate? Tell me.
Well, I'm at a loss for
can't.
words, and because their brilliance seems to be more with their fancy footwork and trying to stay out of the middle of the blame game. Give me a break.
But if I come to you and I say, Gordon, this isn't a good idea, I should say, but here's one, would you consider this? So I'm taking something away, but I'm bringing something, kind of like a potluck. Everybody brings something to the table. The Republicans, in general, I think, have handled all this very poorly. They may be right in attacking Obamacare. I don't think they've been right in how it's been executed.
Well, the reality is that you've heard Republican politicians saying we need to repeal and replace Obamacare. I think they're half right. We need to repeal it, but we don't need a new brilliant idea. What we need to do is repeal it, number one, and number two, let the private market take care of health care. We already have seen that successful in America.
Well, I think there's some ways even to help with that. My wife has a genetic disorder, and she's absolutely discriminated against by the conventional insurance market. So part of me, I don't like Obamacare because that has its own issues, but part of me does not like the gotcha rules set up by the big insurance companies. So I think some changes in some of the ground rules are indicated. And there's other models, like Kaiser Permanente has been around since World War II. It's a very effective type of health plan, one way of delivering health care that has worked for millions of people. I think, for instance, here in South Dakota, the Kaiser Permanente role model is something to look at.
Well, one thing for certain, the ObamaCare website isn't working, and neither will ObamaCare.